Am I the asshole for telling my mom I deserve a say in my own sweet 16 after I paid for most of it? I'm 16F and I've basically been raising myself emotionally for years. My dad was never really around and he passed away, so it's been just me and my mom, 45F. She loves to constantly remind me that she put a roof over my head, like that's some prize-winning achievement for a parent. Anytime I speak up, she flips it into how she's the victim and I'm this horrible, ungrateful child. Since I was little, she's let her best friend co-parent me, which really just means they've treated me like garbage together. Her best friend has always been controlling and rude, and even thinks I'm gay and has literally tried to punish me over it. My mom just goes along with it. Now here's the kicker. For my sweet 16, which is a big deal in my culture, I've been saving up from an under-the-table job. I helped to pay for the venue. I paid for the dress. I put in way more effort and money than a child should ever have to. And once everything was almost ready, my mom and her best friend decided they're going to cancel the whole thing. No discussion, just cancelled. So I said, hey, I helped pay for this, and this is supposed to be my party, I deserve a say. Apparently that was me having an attitude. She took my phone, made me delete social media, and said if I want the party so bad, I should pay for everything and get a real job. Except here's the plot twist, she won't let me get a work permit, a license, or even go to interviews without a fight. I finally got interviews anyway and now she's calling me ungrateful and saying I'm trying to raise myself like that's a bad thing. I feel like no matter what I do, I get punished. I try to stand up for myself, I get silenced. I try to work, I'm disrespectful. I try to take control of my own life, and suddenly I'm the villain? So yeah, am I the asshole for telling my mom I deserve a say in my sweet 16 after I basically paid for it? You would deserve it even if you hadn't paid for it. As it is, if this has resulted in her having your cash, she is, morally, but unfortunately perhaps not legally, speaking, a thief. It doesn't sound like your mother has earned any respect. Forcing you to delete your socials should be recognized as abusive, but unfortunately the people who get to decide what's recognized as abusive are likely to be parents. I'm sorry you have to deal with all this. Try to remember, when you were an adult, what it was like to be a minor, so that you can speak up, as I am doing now. Meanwhile, happy birthday. 16 down, 2 to go before you are free. Not the asshole. Your mother sounds like a narcissist. Tell her that you will tell everyone that you worked to pay for your party but she cancelled it. Also, tell a trusted adult, as teachers or other relatives, about the abuse. Better, tell everyone about the abuse. Shame her. Narcissistic people are all about appearances, so make her abuse public. Not the asshole, she's controlling you deliberately and using her parental authority to flex, regardless of what it costs you. For future reference, there is a subreddit r/estranged adult kids. I'ma just leave this here for no apparent reason. Not the asshole. I relate to this so much, OMG. My father is the same way. You can't do none right in this kind person's eyes. They swear you owe them something before being brought into this world and them doing the bare minimum to take care of you. He literally forced me multiple times to say thank you for providing me housing, food, etc. I wish I had advice for you, but this is really the kind of situation where you just get your life in order despite them holding you back and cut ties as soon as you can. I couldn't wait to move away from that MF and never interact with him again. You're very headstrong, love that for you. Good luck, kid. Not the asshole, this sounds just like my mom. Narcissist. Always playing victim and trying to control everything. I was told I had to worship the ground she walked on because she brought me into the world. I should be kissing her feet because she was my mom. I left the house at 18 and never looked back. Do the same as soon as you can. Only gets worse. I'm 32 now and even though I've tried having a relationship with her it just doesn't work. Going no contact with her is the best thing I've ever done for my own mental health. Run for the hills. So your mother and her best friend think it's okay to steal from a kid? Because you don't mention that you got your money back? Then get pissy because they cancelled the party you paid for without reason? And you're wondering if you're an AH. No, absolutely not. And Sophie, what if you were gay? As a lesbian, I would never want my children to be gay because I know firsthand life just isn't as easy for when you are, but I wouldn't punish my child because they were. They will get enough stigma and judgment from the rest of the world without their parents chiming in, too. These women sound disgusting. If they think you're gay, they should be supportive and help you navigate your emotions, not punishing you. Am I the asshole for pressing charges against my mom for stealing money from my dog's surgery fund? Am I the asshole here? My entire family is calling me selfish and greedy for doing this. This all came to a head yesterday, but some backstory. My mom decided to use my shared account. She has her own card but it's my name on the account, with her to buy over $5,000 in products for Avon because she believes it's going to change her life. This is a Latino household and for the longest I've given her access to my account because sometimes I help with bills and what have you. But I've been saving money because my dog needs a liver shunt surgery, scans and recovery meds. She took it upon herself to take the money and won't give it back. My entire family is calling me crazy for prioritizing my dog over my mom. This came to a head when I called the police about it. They said it's a civil issue but my family hates me now. My little brother said I'm a huge asshole. If you've seen this, I posted about this the other day on another sub asking for advice on my throwaway, but I just need to know. Am I the asshole? JFC no. Not the asshole. Parental theft of money is not fucking okay. It happens so often and kids just take that kind of abuse on the chin. I saw your other post and felt for you. The text messages were spot on what I would expect. Good on you for taking action. Not the asshole. She didn't put any money into it, and it was being saved for something life-saving. It's not like she used it for bills, food, or something medical for herself. She used it on what's likely an MLM. She's selfish and a thief. So wait, your family says that you're prioritizing your dying dog over your mom. WHO bought $5,000 worth of Avon crap? Avon products are not a need. I would be livid, and I'd probably be willing to lose my family over it. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Let's call it what it is, theft. She stole $5,000 from you for some Avon products. Not for food, or a new roof, or to replumb the entire house because there's a leak under the house and all of the corroded pipes need to be replaced. She told it for Avon. Even if there had been an actual household emergency or family emergency that would have been a worthwhile investment, she should never have taken that money without your consent. Please file against her for small claims court and for God's sakes take her name and information off of any accounts that you currently have shared with her. Good luck. Not the asshole. This isn't about choosing a dog over family, it's about theft and broken trust. Your mom took your surgery money without permission and that's damn wrong. Not the asshole, and Avon is a MLM. Your mom will likely not be able to make back much, if any, the money she stole. Am I the asshole for not paying for my wife's friend's b-day dinner? I, M27, went with my wife, F22, to her friend's b-day dinner, F20. My wife's friend invited us out for her birthday. We went to a pretty nice restaurant. I was expecting to pay for mine and my wife's of course, but when the waiter came to ask how we were splitting the check, my wife's friend said one check and then told me thank you. I was obviously taken back and I told her I wasn't planning on covering her dinner either. She ordered quite a few things and all pretty pricey. Her friend said it was my b-day present to her and I looked at my wife waiting for her to say something, but she agreed I should just cover it. I refused and told the waiter to make it two separate and refused to pay. My wife's friend was pissed and had to use a credit card to pay. My wife is now upset with me also and said I should have just covered her friend's meal too, and instead I made it a big deal. Am I an asshole? Should I have paid? My wife's friend said one check. Oh, well then, it would seem you were set up to be the money for the evening. I'd be having words with my wife after something like that. So rude. Your wife's friend was pissed because she couldn't bully you into paying, lol. Hope it stung her. Not the asshole. Your wife is upset with you? Perhaps she should have made the suggestion to pay as a gift before dinner. I'd be upset with my spouse if he tried anything like this. Her total lack of respect is not okay. Your 22-year-old wife told her 20-year-old friend that you were paying. It's the only reason they invited you. Not the asshole. Your wife could have offered to pay if she wanted to cover the birthday girl so bad. The friend who felt it was okay to volunteer you to pay the bill? Yeah, I'd never hang out with her again. If that were my wife, I wouldn't be upset if they were still friends, but I'm not going to any function, she said, lol. You married a 22-year-old and hanging with a 20 years old. Not the asshole, but if you wanted grown folk manners you need to be hanging with grown folks. Not the asshole. Your wife's friend invited you and your wife out for her birthday. I don't see a reason to why you would pay for all three of you. If she couldn't afford it and had to pay with a credit card, maybe she should have looked at a cheaper restaurant. It does feel like there was an ulterior motive. How close are you to your wife's friend? If your wife is that upset, she could have paid it herself. She is her friend after all. Nah. You took someone out for dinner who was a teenager yesterday. Of course she's expecting you to pay. You're an adult, your wife is a baby adult, and her friend isn't even a full adult. When you go out with not adults, don't expect adult behavior. Am I the asshole for confronting a parent after the comment she made to me? I, 24F, am a high school teacher in a pretty wealthy small town. As far as teacher salaries go, we are paid very well. I also happen to be an incredibly frugal person, and I have some goals for the future that are very important to me. So, especially when it comes to recurring expenses, I will choose the cheapest option available almost always. I could afford to pay more, but at this point in my life that doesn't make sense to me. Yesterday, a parent saw me buying canned chicken, a bag of rice, and some tortillas from a dollar store. I don't think she would ever step foot in a dollar store, But the store is next to a pretty fancy gym. She started making comments to me about how she knows that we're paid well, so it's unprofessional to make myself look poor by buying food at the dollar store. I tried to deflect with humor like I usually do, joking that I'm just a cheapskate. That didn't seem to work. She kept asking me questions about what the kids would think. I don't think they care, and if I really want to be viewed that way, I don't really care. I did have a chance to walk away, but I didn't take it. Instead, I told her that, with all due respect, the life I live on my free time is none of her business, nor does she have any say over it. That escalated the situation immensely. She ended up talking about how her taxes pay my salary. That's when I probably messed up, because I followed up with, well, in that case you should be happy I'm making those tax dollars stretch. I had to have a conversation with my boss today because she sent him an email. He didn't say I was wrong, he understood where I was coming from completely, but he did tell me I probably should have just let it go. Unprofessional? Maybe, but does escalating this situation make me tall? Edit. Fixing typos for clarity. Not the asshole. You tried to be nice to her exceedingly rude and ignorant comments. I feel so sorry for her kid. Edit. You are her kid's teacher, not her personal staff. Not the asshole. Being harassed in your private life is not part of the job. A random run-in is one thing, and she was rude. Following that up with complaining to your boss, because she wasn't allowed to tell you how to live your life? Oh hell no. Not the asshole. She was probably remarking earlier that day about how teachers are actually quite well paid with all her tax dollars, and you stepping out of a dollar store made you a living counter-argument to her foregone conclusion. Dear school staff, effective immediately, all employees will be required to procure groceries solely from Whole Foods, due to parents' egos. This will provide a cohesive delusion for students that everyone they come in contact with has the exact same financial advantages, while providing zero skills for their recognizing diversity or considering they might ever need to budget personally. Not the asshole. That lady can fuck right off. You should have asked her what she was doing in the dollar store. Tears of joy. Not the asshole. Escalating was unwise, because it can put your job in jeopardy, in the most extreme cases, but it wasn't a moral failure. Nothing you said was either inaccurate or immoral. The same cannot be said for the parent.